Welcome. Today you are in for a treat, as I will be doing a deep dive into what very well is one of the best VR open world RPG survival games that you literally cannot play unless you already own it. See, it's been quietly delisted from the PS Store for some time now, but it's just too good of a game to let it slip entirely from existence. So this video is to explain what made it so great and what it's even about. So let's begin this epic journey by uncovering the mysteries throughout, as today we will be covering the Solus project on PSVR, PlayStation 4 Pro, using the moves. Stay tuned. It's going to be a wild one. This is the Solus project. Now, we begin our adventure aboard a research spaceship in a faraway universe, arriving at Gliese 6143, an Earth-like rocky planet with life-sustainable oxygen and climate levels. Suddenly, an unforeseen cataclysmic catastrophe has destroyed our orbiting vessel and sent us to seek refuge on Gliese 6143 aboard an escape pod. We crash land, having little to no information about this planet, like what other life forms, resources, or dangers may be present, solely reliant upon our wits and our PDA to provide us information.
World Independent Local Survival Overseer Node active. Wilson interfacing with operator. Operator vital signs detected.
This PDA you'll be relying upon for everything you need to know, such as the climate, your next target, and your well-being. We must gather supplies in order to help us to survive during our exploration of the strange new world, and we'll be uncovering all of its secrets in time. This is a fight for survival, a battle against the elements, a hostile foreign planet, and resource management, and our journey has just begun.
Please follow survival training.
Not long into exploring the immediate area, we realized that intelligent life must have been here at one time, or could still possibly be here. This game is all about resources and combining items to become more beneficial to you, such as finding a steel pipe, then using a rock to cut dry brush, then combining those items and then adding oil to the dry brush and then igniting it to make it a long-lasting torch to be able to see in the dark. This game is just pretty detailed in that sense, and this isn't the only example of that, but one of the first that you'll encounter.
Solus 3, this is Prolus Command, calling from Deck 50 of capital ship Opez near Pluto. Checking in for a status update. We received jumbled emergency readings from the satellite relay right before your designated landing time. Is everything okay? Your feed stopped a while ago. Solus 3, I don't want to panic you, but the other colony ships are getting antsy. If you succeed, we'll have a 15-year journey ahead. The team here are rooting for you. Prolus out.
The overall main objective is to get a relay satellite up and working to send a message out to be rescued, but survival is paramount. As you soon learn, it will take 15 years for you to be rescued once you do send that signal. But thankfully, we happen to be stranded on a planet that has an absolutely beautiful landscape to appreciate, at times literally leaving you breathless and awestruck. But also not without its inherent dangers, as well as its secrets and upgrades to uncover in exploring its locations, as well as the occasional gifts sent from above. Now make sure to grab this teleportation device, as it became my most useful commodity of all for me. But with its beauty also comes its dangers, and there's nothing that will get your heart racing with fear faster than when this music cues in and a giant waterspout tornado is barreling towards you. You will never become more frantic searching for cover than you will during one of these storms. It's truly a pants-shitting moment unlike anything else that I've ever experienced in VR, and anyone who's ever played this, I'm sure, will attest to that. And while the tornadoes may take the cake in the oh shit department, there are plenty of other hair-raising moments throughout, like basically any area of cave exploration. The lack of lighting, the creepy sounds, and the feeling of becoming lost and claustrophobia all become just way too real. And there are also serious consequences when cave spelunking doesn't go quite as planned. And these cave systems are vast, seemingly endless and multi-directional, with hidden artifacts to be found if you dare to go off the beaten path. But be careful when diverging, as it's quite easy to become disoriented and completely forget where you first came from. Not only concerned with becoming lost, but strange creatures may be lurking just out of eyesight. There are signs all around, including the low, deep growling that you can hear in the not so far off distance beyond the veil of ambient light your torch is casting. Where you'll be asking yourself, is this way worth exploring? Or do I not want to risk being killed by something scary lurking in the darkness? It will have any man questioning his testicular fortitude in no time. The further you venture through these cave systems, the more you will start regretting it and wondering, will I ever see the light of day again? The terrain becomes more perilous, and as you start running out of torches, the fear of being trapped in the complete blinding darkness starts to sink in, causing you to start low-key panicking, becoming more frantic to just get the fuck out of here, but unsure of how long until you can, or which way you should go. And that, my friend, is, in my opinion, as immersive as it can fucking get in a VR game. You've definitely earned my respect if you can legitimately have me feeling real emotions of fear and panic, forgetting that I can just take the damn headset off. But I persevered and came upon a small sediment within the cave system, allowing me to light a fire for warmth and light. And soon came upon a strange altar of worship of sorts, proving that I wasn't the only intelligent life form to inhabit this area. But then, stumbling into a strange mechanism and gated section of a cave system that I must have spent at least 25 minutes of real time to get to, had more questions arise than answers. And at this point, all I could do is continue ahead for the sake of curiosity. The further I ventured deep into this cave system, the more evidence of some sort of civilization was once inhabiting these strange living conditions. And the mystery just kept becoming stranger. But I must press on to see what all of this is leading towards, if anything at all. So I press on, but without warning, some sentient, spiky kooshball looking alien things scare the ever-living fuck out of me. The first actual living thing besides myself that I've seen yet since the beginning. And thank God they weren't hostile, as there was an entire family of them, and I was well unprepared to battle anything. I don't even have a suitable weapon yet, for fuck's sake. I then came upon a crossroad. Do I go left or do I go right? Well, I of course went hard right because fuck the left. That's why. The alien artifacts started becoming more prevalent and impressive, like giant statues and more altars of worship or possibly sacrifice. Continuing on, I stumbled upon a seamless, bottomless pit. All my senses were saying, don't fucking do it, dude. But I am retarded. So I wanted to check it out and found it, in fact, did have a bottom. Although it was a long way down. But with the help of my teleportation device, I decided to make my way down. And that's when shit got really strange. You see, I went from natural caves to a purpose-built gigantic underground structure of sorts, reminiscent of ancient Egyptian tones, but also completely foreign feeling. So I decided to explore a bit, wandering off in no particular direction. And I soon realized a life lesson. Don't play with shit that you don't understand, as it shot fire up my ass, nearly killing me. Okay, so apparently this place is booby-trapped. Good to know. Having my ass burnt, I decided to make my way back to the barred gates that I saw in the beginning. And again, using my teleportation device, I was able to pass through. And now that I am through, I continue to explore and exploit my cool tech toy to enter other normally restricted areas in order to acquire upgrades I couldn't have otherwise gotten. And also where I first discovered proof of intelligent life existing on this planet, far before I ever did. Eventually, I come across a giant door, which I initially couldn't open. That is, until I realized that it's on a pressure plate system, needing to place continual weight on it in order to trigger the opening mechanism. Whatever built these relics were incredibly intelligent and scarily huge from the looks of these structures and doors. As I enter into a great hall chamber where I find ancient hieroglyphs depicting the origins of these species, and from what I can gather, how they were brought here to be slaves by a higher intergalactic type of being, which, as I kind of concluded, indeed seemed to be right as I suspected, fucking huge, at least according to these ancient hieroglyphs. I then learned that the altars were apparently used for sacrificial purposes, and I also acquired a weapon. Finally. I then had to engage yet another mechanism to open the even larger set of doors in order to exit this chamber and proceed along my journey. I make my way through with caution, not knowing what to expect, and thankfully, my intuition was correct, as this place was riddled with traps.
This planet isn't as untouched as we thought. I need to report back. I need to record this. Wilson, record. This is Octavius Sken, environmental analyst with the Solus 3 detachment on Gliese 6143C. I landed on an archipelago. Lots of rock and tough flora. As far as the eye can see is shimmering ocean. The atmosphere seems habitable, but it might be volatile. I'll keep gathering data. I followed a strange sound after the crash, which led me into a series of caves. And there's more than just geology and dripping water down here. There are signs of civilization, carvings, mechanisms, buildings. We're not the first beings here. I found a skeleton, a humanoid skeleton with a strange elongated skull. I don't know what to make of it. Its skeletal structure is so similar to ours. I need to keep going. I'll see if I can find a way to link with the satellite and submit my data. Scan out.
Continuing ahead another 5 minutes, I found no further danger, so I dropped my guard of caution, but was quickly reminded why that was foolish of me, as the ceiling above decided to attack me with long, spiky fucking spears, nearly killing me in the process. So I hauled ass, and I barely made it through. I then refilled my health and continued forward. And suddenly I hear what sounded like a human screaming in agony, and what seems like hours of exploring this underground labyrinth of fucking death, I began wondering if I will ever see the surface again. I'm starting to feel claustrophobic, and I just want to see daylight. And then finally, I reach the surface. I then noticed another escape pod. I felt relieved to know I may not be all alone here. Another human would be really comforting. I then also immediately felt like shit, because I wished the same fate upon another human, just so I could be comforted. And it's moments like that when you realize how truly great of a game you're playing. So I make my way over to the pod, but it was empty. But since I made it all the way up here, I may as well check out the view, just for a moment, and in VR, it's truly amazing. I then made my way into a nearby cave and discovered there is indeed another human, but he was dead. However, I did manage to pick up some really great and helpful items, like a flashlight, so I don't have to rely on just torches anymore that can run out on me. This was powered by the sun and lasted a long time. I also found a lighter, so I always had instant flame on me no matter where I went. And then I found my first electronical component to get the relay satellite up and working, as well as I explored the cave a bit further and found some other really great buffered items that would help me with my resistance and other stats I need. I sure do love finding power-ups. I even found a magical meteor that gave me even more attributes to aid me by permanently buffing my stats. I then noticed a Stonehenge-like structure I just had to check out and take a glimpse of the landscape, where I could also see there was some other wreckage. However, there was nothing useful to me there, so I moved on. I then was able to receive a signal from the rescue operations.
Solus 3, this is Prolus Command. Can you hear me? We need your data. We got some emergency readings from you before you went dark. We're still trying to get our heads around it. The satellite above Gliese is picking up a weak signal from the surface. Is that you? One potential heartbeat, but it's faint. If you can, please send a sitrep as soon as possible. We can't afford to lose another ship after Solus 4 last month. Human race needs you. We can't last long like this.
I then discovered some sort of crumbled, deteriorated settlements, which had to have been thousands of years old. As well as an ancient statue dwarfing me in comparison. It's like everything I discovered just continues to add to the mystery here. I then make my way down an elongated stone pier going out into the oceans, wondering what mysteries or horrors could be below this tranquil body of water, and then became absolutely mesmerized by the night skies, northern lights, and shooting stars. Suddenly, in the distance, I hear faint music. Moving in closer, it gets louder and louder, and I can recognize this is human-made music. But where the hell is it coming from? I soon found out it's an old radio, just adding more to the mystery. I then also find scuba gear, enabling me to finally explore the ocean depths and discover what's hiding beneath. And trust me, you won't want to miss out on that, as our journey is just now beginning to start. So you'll have to subscribe to see what lies ahead in part 2. But I can assure you that the action, mystery, horror, danger, and the unexpected only ramps up to 11 from here. You won't want to miss it.
Climate anomaly detected.
So thank you for watching, and until next time, have fun, stay savage, and keep gaming. Make sure to subscribe and like this video. I'm out, y'all. Peace.